How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be going over some of the brand new content that was just released into MLB The Show 19. All of this stuff is currently in the game already. They didn't have a stream or anything like that, but I am bringing you guys the brand new content in this video. So basically, this is the screenshot that they had before. They went ahead and refreshed it. Obviously, in the next screenshot, there will be a few different things here, but something to keep in mind. I was asked a couple questions about the upcoming event. There will be a finest event as well as signature series players. So combine a team with those types of players for this upcoming event. That starts on the 19th. That's something to keep in mind. You will be able to earn that Xander Bogaerts as well as the finest Max Scherzer. But on this screenshot, they did go ahead and reveal some brand new information. A flawless BR reward was released today, as well as some ninth inning moments. I'll be taking you guys through some of those moments, as well as all of the content in this video. There's the Finest 2 event coming up. There's also going to be a Twitch live stream on the 21st, the 10th inning program on that day as well, and then also a brand new ranked seasons reward. So I think that this is something really important to look out for if you're trying to see some of these brand new cards into the game. We're looking at maybe an Albert Pujols for the 10th inning program. I did predict some of this content in my recent video, and yes, we were wrong on some things and we were right on some other things. So let's go ahead and get right into this brand new content. If you notice on the right side here, before I do so, it does say signature series packs are back, with 1 out of 1 being a base tier, included Steve Finley in that round, 1 out of 4 being the mid tier with Miguel Cabrera. So I was mistaken on that selection. With Stan Musial being in the rare tier, that was kind of my pick for the mid tier. I was a little bit off, but at least we have him in the game. He will be added to the rare tier signature series pack. And something to keep in mind is that there's also Battle Royale rewards along with this Jimmy Fox depicted on the right side. If you get to 9 wins, you're automatically unlocking 15K stub vouchers, as well as for 12 wins, 45,000 stub vouchers. So I think that that's something that SDS is releasing brand new into the game. I think this is awesome. I think this adds some differences because we'll see some of those prices adjust because of Battle Royale and stuff like that for some of those 9 wins, some of those 12 win reward cards, like the flashback Walter Johnson, flashback Dale Murphy. I'm curious to see how some of those cards are priced now. If you get one of those cards as well as a voucher, let me know what you guys find out about that stuff. I'm just trying to get out all the information that I'm looking at right here. This is all live. I'm just looking at it right here with you guys. My first kind of reaction to this type of thing. So I think this is pretty good. Let me know what you guys think if you don't necessarily like it, or what your thoughts are about it. But Jimmy Fox, 99 overall, that's a card I was hoping that would be in the 10th inning program. But he is a Battle Royale reward. Hopefully I can go 12-0 at some point to be able to unlock him. Here are his stats right here. I'll go ahead and hide my face cam for these upcoming screenshots of some extra players and the cards that were released, just to go over their stats. 123 contact with 125 contact. That's amazing. He has elite power, 114 and 113. That's some of the best in the game. With 111 vision, very similar to Babe Ruth. He is a right-handed hitter. That's a first baseman, so we might not see as many Lou Gehrigs, as many Frank Thomas. We might see more of this guy, certainly from people that are able to go 12-0. Anyway, he has a little bit better fielding. The 125 discipline and clutch will certainly help with check swings and with runners in scoring position. If you have a guy on second base, you will have that increased contact attribute. 71 speeds, pretty good for a first baseman. I was hoping that he would have a secondary position at catcher. That's probably the one thing that keeps this card's value a little bit lower than what I expected. I thought that he would have a secondary at catcher. I think that would add a lot more value to his card, especially with these stats. And because he is a BR reward, I thought that they might add that position. But anyway, I think this card is still very solid. You might be able to use him at third base with silver fielding as well, and he might get the job done for you. But I think that the 95 Jimmy Fox is still really good simply because he does play catcher. Hopefully they release a couple other catchers that can kind of rival some end game players that we already have at that position. But let's go ahead and keep it rolling. We do see the Signature Series packs in the pack store alongside the Finest Elite packs. So this is something that I was kind of talking about with the idea that there is that event coming soon. So you will have to build a team with signature players as well as finest. Here we see those signature packs back in the store at a decreased rate. There's no longer a limit for these packs. I believe these packs are going for 40K at one point in the year as well. That's something to keep in mind. As we move on later in the season, we might see finest elite packs drop down to 25K stubs without a limit as well. Something just to keep in mind, that could be wrong. It's just something that I noticed with this. They might go ahead and decrease the packs, the amount of packs or the price for the packs later on down the road. I think that this is really cool. It adds some value to some of those signature series players. It's going to lower the cost of them on the market, as well as those base tier cards are going to be certainly lowered. Those rare cards I don't think are going to be adjusted too much simply because of how hard it is to pull those cards, but that's just something to keep in mind. There we see the Stan Musial off to the right. Let's go ahead and check out the stats on the Steve Finley first. I think this card is really good. I mean, he's a really good budget player. I think I saw him going on the market for like 5,000, 6,000 stubs. And if you just recently got the game, this is probably a guy you want to pick up and try out. He has a really good swing. He has that short, compact, two-handed swing from the left side. One of the best swings in the game, in my opinion. And his stats are pretty good as well. 97, 87 splits for contact, 86, 79 for power. That's not terrible. Because he does have that glitchy swing, he'll play above his stats a little bit. 107 vision is good enough. 87 clutch, you'd like to see that a little bit higher, but he can also bunt. I don't know how much you guys value that attribute. 91 fielding with 85 reaction is really good. He will have the diamond badge in center field, the gold badge in the other positions. Also with 89 speed, that's not too bad. It's a little bit faster than his other card, and I certainly liked using the special edition Diamond Steve Finley when the game first came out. So I might have to go ahead and pick that card up. I'm also somewhat of a Diamondbacks fan. I'm from Arizona. The Detroit Tigers are my team, but I've always just followed them. I also enjoy watching the Diamondbacks. Steve Finley was one of my favorite Diamondback players, and I'm glad that he got a card. In this next one, Miguel Cabrera, a Detroit Tiger, is getting a signature series player. He's going to be in the mid-tier. 121 contact versus left or versus right, 123 versus left. This card's amazing. I thought he would have 100 power against both sides. He indeed does. He also has 125 clutch, as well as his primary is third base. So I think that's something to keep in mind. I was hoping he would have a primary at third base, and he also has a couple secondary positions, first base, left field, and right field, which I find is a little bit interesting. He didn't really play those positions that much, or especially later on towards the end of his career. He's primarily played third base and first base, but to have that outfield just adds a little bit more versatility. He doesn't have the speed though, 45 speed. I wouldn't really want to use this card in the outfield. I'm already using guys like Ted Williams, Babe Ruth out there. Those guys are slow enough, and they have right around the same fielding. However, Miguel Cabrera does have a little bit of increased arm strength. But I think this Stan Musial is a really good card. I'm surprised that he doesn't have a little bit more power. We saw in last year's game he had a little bit more power against lefties than he did righties. In this one, he has kind of some regular splits. He's better against righties than he is lefties, which makes sense, but I just thought that they would stick alongside the trend from last year. But 125 contact against both sides with 125 vision, that's going to be really good for a budget card. And I say budget because he's going for like under 100K stubs for a 99 overall. That's pretty solid. I think this card is really good. I wouldn't necessarily use him in the outfield though, simply because of his speed. Once again, his reaction is pretty low, and he doesn't have the greatest fielding. But he does play first base and the rest of the outfield as his secondary positions. I think that that's pretty cool. Add some versatility to some of these guys. And I was hoping that Jimmy Fox would have a secondary position at catcher, but it is what it is. These other guys got the positions that I thought they would, and these are really cool cards to see released into the game. So let's go ahead and keep it rolling. This is kind of the team I'm rocking with now. We haven't seen a pitcher yet released with these recent cards, so expect a pitcher or two pitchers in the 10th inning program. I think we'll definitely see one. We could see a signature Oral Hershiser. We could see a couple other guys. I mentioned Vida Blue. But with my team that I have right here, I'm not sure of which cards I'm going to try and pick up. I might try and get that Steve Finley simply because he's cheap. Miguel Cabrera wouldn't really be a better option than the guys that I have already, but I still think it's a great card. He is a Tigers player. I'll go ahead and try and pick him up as well. I just recently picked up the Cody Bellinger finest version, and I wanted to kind of try him out, give him a fair shot in the outfield, one of the best hitters in the game, and I'm glad that I picked him up. With these cards that are just released, I would have only really been able to pick up the cards in the signature choice pack. I believe Jimmy Fox is going for like 400k stubs. It's day one that he's just released into the game, so I wouldn't be able to pick up any of those cards right away anyway. So I'm glad that I was able to pick this Cody Bellinger up. But something to keep in mind is this upcoming event, you still have time to finish up the Finest 1 event, which ends on the 19th at noon Pacific time. I think this is important because if you're able to get the first 4 vouchers in this event and you're able to get the next 4 vouchers, then you will be able to unlock all the Finest cards with that. You'll be able to use them in the event, and I'm really looking forward to this upcoming event with signatures and Finest. I think that that's going to be awesome to keep in mind. But also, let's go ahead and end this video with some of the brand new moments. I'm on the game right now. These are the brand new moments into the game. You need, some of them are a couple games right here. There's a Javier Baez mission, tally a home run, 15 total bases in 3 games. That one seems like it might be a little bit challenging simply because of the bases. But if you hit a few home runs, it's on veteran. If you power swing, that will certainly help. This next one is just 1 home run with Finest Cody Bellinger. So if you have yet to try that card out, go ahead and try him out in the moments. It's on rookie. So just keep that in mind. I'm always power swinging on these lower difficulty level missions. But for the most part, these ones should be able to be completed fairly quickly. 8 total bases with Christian Yelich. We see Finest Pete Alonso with the home run here. Strike out 16 batters with Walker Buehler. This one might be the toughest one. It is on rookie though, so that might help. But I always struggle with the pitching moments a little bit more than the hitting moments in my personal experience. But Juan Soto is only 21, tally 12 bases with him in 2 games. That's going to be a pretty easy mission to do that. Juan Soto, if you're able to just hit like a home run or 2, you'll be able to finish that one off pretty easily. Max Scherzer is built on a Hall of Fame career. Yep. Okay, so length is one inning, 3 plate appearances. You have to strike out 2 of the 3 batters. Do not walk one. Do not hit a batter. Do not give up a hit. So this one's on All-Star, a little bit more challenging, but these moments seem pretty straightforward. They should be able to be completed within, hour and a half, 2 hours or so. If you're just taking your time, you have to restart a couple times here and there, but for the most part, those will allow you to unlock the program stars for the 9th inning. It's really nice to see the amount of options that they give you in the game for unlocking these cards, as well as releasing brand new cards at the same time as these moments. So once you're able to complete these moments, as you can see, I have not completed any of them. You will be able to unlock the 300 program star Finest boss pretty easily. I should be able to get there even if I don't complete these moments until after the program's finished. I still can go back in time and complete these moments. I put myself in a good position to go ahead and complete the program even after it's finished. But tried to include as much information in this video as possible. Once again, it's 100% it's a live take. I'm just recording this with my reaction, my initial reaction to this content. I really think it's a positive release. I think a lot of these cards are people wanted, and they're now in the game. So I think that that's great. But thank you all for watching this video. I'm College Lefty, and I hope to see you guys in the live stream a little bit later. I'm going to be playing some viewer games. I might mix in some VR as well, try and get that Jimmy Fox. But thank you all for watching. Peace out.